Record.
Uh, finally, after work conversations. I am the Manic Genius.
Now I'm the jerk.
We have a very interesting topic today,
Yeah, you've been kind of waiting for this one, man.
man.
I saw you come up here laughing with that sinister laugh.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that? Why that sinister laughter?
I mean, this is long overdue. So thing is, you can see from the title is "Fuck the Red Pill."
Off the top.
Off the top. So I want to take this time to apologize to nobody. Taking a page straight out of Conor McGregor's book. Hey, if this message, if this video hits you the wrong way, makes you feel some type of way about yourself, fuck you.
Yeah, and if it does hit you a certain way, there's probably a good chance that you have no game and you're soft as hell. And we want all the smoke. So let me go ahead and give you the first question, and it kind of piggybacks off the title a little bit. So why do you have the sentiments, fuck the red pill?
In short, the whole red pill movement is filled with losers. Like, I could summarize it just like that. These dudes is trash. They're whiny, complaining, don't have no vision, don't have no leadership. They use words that they don't understand to try to change them and manipulate the words to make it fit them. It just doesn't work. And man, to be a grown ass man and somebody comes up with a movement and you're like, oh man, that fits me, let me run there. Like, let me let me unload real quick. I'm not talking about the young people who are very what's it called, they'll go wherever which way because they're young, they're naive. Like the young red pill dudes, we get it. You saw something online and you felt like it could align with you, and oh, these guys are having struggles with women too. Like, so I get how that could happen, but I think most dudes have to find themselves, and that does happen in your teenage years. So when the word I was looking for was impressionable. So when you're young and impressionable, I get it. I get why you jump to the red pill. So with that being said, if you are a grown ass man, if you are a grown ass man who's lived life, has life experience, and you call yourself a red pill, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, just the name alone, man. Like I wouldn't even. It could have been the best philosophy, and as soon as somebody's like, "Hey, let's call this the red pill," I'm like, "Hey, look, I'm out, man." Like, I'm not gonna line with something like, we're gonna name off a sci-fi movie, man. We can't do no better shit than that. Like, man, like that's what we came up with. Like, all of us enlightened folks, like, man, we came with the red pill. Like, what are we, addicts? Like, nah, I'm good. I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna sit this one out, fellas. Hey, I'm with you in spirit. Like, no, but you hit a good point, man. And I think a lot of times, man, I know we said it before because, it was on, shout out to Bruiser on the Concord Network, but about a year ago, man, we first kind of heard about this because, we new to the space, man. We don't live on no damn YouTube or internet. And we're like, what? Red pill? Like, this shit is, this is some crying stuff. We were giving pushback because it's just like, man,
it's a weak philosophy.
Yeah, it's just like, man, get over yourself. Yeah, you got rejected. Stop harboring those like feelings. She didn't like you. You got to move on, man. And you're supposed to like have some growth throughout the process, man. You're not going to, like you said, if you're young, man, you're going to have a certain amount of troubles because you're figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, to be like damn near in your 30s and 40s and you talking about I'm in a movement, man, because I'm not getting my desired results, man. That's when you got to like, probably like log off your computer and go put some work in and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just, man, like you said, a lot of whining, a lot of dudes with flat out just no game and just bitter as hell, man, just like huddling up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let me stop ranting, man. I'm taking. So anything else you want to jump in on?
No, you covered it. We can move on to the next topic.
So why do you think these guys gravitate to the red pill?
Oh, that's really simple. They're losers. No. Oh, some real shit. They gravitate towards a red pill, man. I think the red pill package or the archetype of a red pill dude is like, first you gotta be really bad with women. So and
That's
then
one. I'm writing this down. So terrible
really
with women. All right, let's go.
terrible with women. And the next is an inability to have awareness, even when things are presented in front of you, because you have to question it.
Yeah.
It's part of the mindset. You got to question it.
I got a little pushback on your list, but finish yours out. Okay, that's two.
Yeah. I'm freestyling right now.
Okay. Socially awkward. I would have probably.
Yeah. Socially awkward. Okay, I like that. Let's build this list out right now. Fuck it.
We're gonna build it out. Socially awkward. Where would you rate? Because what was the other one you said?
I don't even know.
We'll put socially awkward. And awareness. They lack awareness, so that's definitely important.
They lack awareness. I would say most of these dudes talk more than they listen. So
ineffective communication.
Ineffective communicators. And
listening and speaking.
Yeah, listening and speaking. And you can't be in shape or be attractive.
So physical fitness, you can't be like out of shape complaining that other people need to be in shape when you got a beer gut and
or you don't put in the hours in the right form that you want people to that you seek for in the opposite sex.
Okay, I got one to add: emotional intelligence.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of times we'll be on the panels, man. These dudes like go off on the hinges when like a female has a opposing view or anybody else. It's like, oh, you guys are simps. You're white knights because you know how to have an effective communication with somebody and you don't get all in a uproar. Somebody has a different view. We're like, man, look, it's just an internet panel, man. Why the hell you all upset and stuff?
But the thing is, it's not really so much that they're upset with the men. They get upset with the men too.
No, they upset all the damn time.
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
But now break it down. What was you?
I was gonna say they don't really get upset with the men as much as they get upset with the women. Like you see another dude up there, they're gonna yell at each other, boom, 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 and then you let them go their separate ways. They come back to the same panel and they're cool. It's like it never even happened. And sometimes they keep this internet beef going, for a few exchanges, but eventually it just kind of dwindles down. If you're a woman, that smoke stays with you. That means anything you go to, if you hop on a panel with these dudes, it's like a heat-seeking missile. They just lock in. And you can go to another panel, they're gonna be in the comment section. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I can't stand her.
So you said they following them, huh?
Oh yeah. This is definitely a different type of space. So now this red pill stuff is kind of dangerous. I shouldn't be talking this much shit.
Yeah, they're about to pull up on you. You're about to get them hands.
Yeah,
But why do you think they fixate on the women?
Because it's what they can't get and it's what they want. So I think initially when the red pill was started, I think it had, a good foundation. I think it started off as like male improvement and like having awareness. And then as soon as they opened the doors, everybody ran there and they just lost all the awareness. Now it's just about telling women about themselves and having the courage to stand up to them. They made it a whole crusade. Like dudes are not out here winning.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of that. It's like, man, I got to tell them about themselves. Man, like you said, it's like the accountability shit where it's just like, man, I got to hold this. Like you said, in a way, it's like they're taking like all their frustration and all the rejection and stuff like that out on that female that's on the panel. She's like the embodiment of like
Yeah,
Them getting
Oh,
shot down all them years and stuff. Like
fact.
that's what she symbolizes. And so they're taking it out, man. It's all that built up energy. And we look at like, I remember at first, man, we were like, what the hell's going on, man? Why do you dudes all worked up? Like, man,
And
like,
don't be an attractive woman. Do not be an attractive woman because it's gonna make it 10 times worse. You are like, they are going to fixate on you and say all types of wild stuff. But I think part of it, there's some people on here solely for entertainment purposes, but there's a lot of these dudes in this space that's just, I wouldn't even call it weird. I would just call it wild.
now some of them weird, man. You could see. No, I think originally, like you said, it started off good. There was some guys like talking about male improvement and stuff like that, but I think like since it grew in numbers, of course, a lot of people have sheep mentality, so they just jump into like the newest thing, without kind of like, even though they everybody understands what's going on in the world. It's like, man, dating ain't that damn complex. Honestly, it's like, man, hell, if you want, like you said, I say more attractive women, you got to have your stuff together too. So it's not a hard, equation, our philosophy. But it's just like a lot of these guys just jumped in there. They saw the like numbers and was like, I'm aligned with this regardless. Even if I disagree with it, it's like the kids at the lunch table type thing. I'm jumping in there at all costs. And, I'm a guru in this space. I'm gonna start teaching other people and stuff like that. It became like a marketing scheme. Everybody started jumping in there, 50,000 damn courses on
how to talk to women.
Yeah, even though that person is like don't know how to talk to them and stuff like that. And so it just became like a whole money grab type situation and stuff.
And I think that's the problem with this red pill space is that there's so many fake gurus, and it's just like we have dudes in here who don't have any good relationship experience, don't know how to socially communicate with women, don't know how to be in the same environment, and you can tell when they get on panels and just have such negative energy and reactions, or they fixate on something so stupid you can't even have a real conversation because you got one dude in here that's just like wants to ask women sexual questions in a live panel. It just gets really weird to where women feel uncomfortable and they leave and they don't want to go back because it's just like it's just weird. So there's a lot of that going on. But then you have also the guys who have, I wouldn't even call it game, but they just have a little bit of understanding. And then they come out here and now they're gurus. Now they're men coaches. Like, yo, that is wild that somebody that doesn't even have good results in their real life is going to turn around and be a men's coach. Like to coach other men.
You said coaching them to this disaster, huh?
Yeah, this
mediocrity and shit.
And I think honestly, some of the worst dudes are the dudes that are married. It's just like, man, why are you so invested in this relationship space? You got your situation. Oh, it's because I think everybody should be like me. Everybody should live this lifestyle. It's like, okay. We don't all want your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Some of y'all have some terrible like situations going on and you parade it around like it's great. Like, hey, you know what? We'll teach his own, but like the real can see through that. Real recognize real. And I just think it's funny. I'll get on panels with dudes and I know their shit is not together at all. Like from
you be trolling. You be going in.
From their appearance to the way they speak to the ideology, the scarcity mindset that they have, the fear that they're preaching. And it's just like, dude, you are so weak. But you know what? I'm just gonna have fun with this. I'm just going to just pick it apart and just be like, okay, so this is, and we're going to expose some insecurities. And I don't even have to tell you what they are because you're going to know by the end of the conversation. You're going to go back and reflect and be like, damn, he did say this. And I do kind of think like this. Yeah. Because the red pill is weak. That whole ideology is weak. So it's easy to destroy. It's so easy to destroy. Y'all let a random woman jump in here and be y'all savior, and she was eating. I don't even gotta say her name, and y'all know who she is.
Because man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that, and there's so many more that are gonna pop up. There's gonna be so many women who are gonna jump in here and align with y'all because y'all are primed for the taking. Y'all don't have leadership because it's every which way. When a dude says he's red pill, it could mean that he just doesn't agree with how society is. If a dude says he's red pill, it could mean that he's going his own way or something crazy like that. Like he doesn't even deal with women anymore. He doesn't deal with anybody. He doesn't deal with himself. Like it's some weird stuff going on.
That shit is odd, man.
Yeah. But, the red pill just encompasses all the people who are not getting the results that they want in real life. So, of course, you put a pretty woman, and she don't even have to be pretty, but if you put a pretty woman in that space, all she has to do is regurgitate every single point that y'all live on, and y'all gonna, boost her to the top. So, I mean, it's prime for the taking, man. Yeah.
Hey, all she has to do is this. I am submissive, and they damn near throwing their wallets at her. They like, take it. Hey,
we support.
Yeah.
Send us the link to your channel so we can subscribe.
Here you go, queen. They throwing money at them. That's all they had to do. They, like you said, 3 talking points. Because it's not like the talking points is great that they echo back to them, but hey, they're like, hey, you should be this, and they agree with a couple of their points. But the reason why is because, man, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I submit, I cook, I clean, and then y'all dudes go insane. But go ahead, man.
No, and it is just because, like you said, it's like, man, they're so like gullible and naive, man, to the point where they made themselves so like socially awkward by having these viewpoints instead of just looking at it like, you know what, some people ain't gonna like me. I need to move on. And how do I build myself up and develop in that mindset? They just like box themselves up where they, like I said, they're harboring that bitterness. Yeah. So they just got to that point that they can't even have communications to like with females and stuff like that. So when they finally get one around them, man, they just going crazy. Because at the end of the day, regardless what anybody says, most dudes want to be around women to a certain degree. Not in the capacity of like tricking and stuff like that, but you want some female companionship. You want to be in a relationship. Absolutely. So it's just like if you're bossing yourself into like stupid philosophies and you never know how to like, you don't go out there, shoot your shot, you're not living life. Man, by the time you finally get with those women, man, they could tell you anything. You're buying into it because now you're at that point of like desperation to be in a relationship. So you're just like grabbing at anything. So that's why I think it's such a terrible kind of like mindset and philosophy to kind of go along with. Cause it's just like, man, the place is putting you into, cause a lot of times like so many dumb points, but I know one of the ones is like, hey, don't talk to nobody, harbor down, build yourself up. Then shoot for like a younger chick. It is like a trick philosophy, man. Honestly, if you think about it, because it's like you think that chick really is gonna want you at that age. Like she's just coming from them resources. So now, like when she cleans you out, now it's the system's fault. So it's like a circular dumbass argument and stuff like that. What are the ridiculous things that you heard?
I mean, it's there's just too many to even count. Like honestly, but I think to summarize it all, it's like you said with that lunch table, it's like guys who didn't get good results, found this space, and called it a red pill, and other guys that don't get good results, gravitated towards it. And it's like, hey, we formed a coalition of guys not getting results. That's what when it comes to dealing with women, not getting positive results. So that's what the red pill is. It's just weak men who, instead of learning from their experiences and making adjustments and putting in the work with discipline and consistency, they just find other men who are also failing and struggling and then call themselves brothers and form a brotherhood of circle jerking. Adult
man, tricking, man. That's what happens. Like, because it's funny, man. You'll see like a lot of some of the I say like leaders in the space, whatever, and then they. The stories will come out, be like, hey, this dude is like with a sex worker or something like that, or everything they preach against, they're going to get the woman like that. And that's what I'm saying, man. When you box yourself in and you don't develop them skill sets and you don't really like live what you say, it's like, man, you're gonna have terrible results, man. So it's like, man, you have to learn how to communicate, man. You got to think on your own, man. Stop like aligning with, because a lot of them, like we said, man, they got that sheep mentality. And it's just like, I'm so scared to be myself and say like, hey, I do like that type of woman. They're just like, oh no, you can't do that and stuff like that. So yeah, lack of leadership
Yeah. But hey, I want to go back to your question because you did ask me what's the craziest thing. And I didn't think about it then, but one thing was what you said about dealing with like, sex workers and whatnot. These same dudes, that's the wildest thing I've seen in the red pill space is men reducing women to just sex, and to the point in which they say women you should have low body count, which is understandable, but they want women to be virgins, but then they want women to sleep with them too. So it's two contradictory type situations to where a guy will sit up here and say, "Oh, a woman should be submissive. This she should keep it to herself." And these same dudes will turn around and pay for sex and then justify it and say, "Well, I mean, you're doing it anyway when you take a girl on a date. Like, so just paying for it. I'm just paying for it up front." It's just like,
Told you, man. Trick philosophy, man. That's what it is. It all leads to tricking, man. Like, hey,
I don't even think that's tricking, man. That's just like that's
nah, it's
just
tricking.
weak.
It's just
Dude,
the extreme form of tricking.
nah. That's not even tricking, man. When it might fall in the category of tricking, but it's worse than tricking, man. Because
Nah, it is. It is. It is.
if you're paying for a prostitute, bro, like that is literally saying, like, I have zero game. My game is so low, I have to use money to get what I want.
But that's, man, I'm telling you, that's the basis. It's like, man, like level up and go get a 25-year-old that hates your guts because she's not attracted to you. You know, most people like think about it, man. When you're 25, people date around their age, except for the one that's like, look, I need a come up, like a sugar baby type situation. So she goes with that person that, like I said, is throwing that wallet at her. So that's what I'm saying. That's what they're preaching. And they're like, hey, man, go get that. So it's like, man, you're getting a girl that low key, like, is disgusted by you. And this is what you're preaching to other guys, man. And it's so that's what I'm saying, man. It's just a bad philosophy. So it's just like, man, get somebody who truly has that desire for you, who actually likes you, man. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to lead with your money all the damn time. But that's what they're steadily preaching, man. And it's just when you give them some pushback, like, hey, man, like, them chicks is gonna finesse you. No, it's not this. You, like you said, it's a justification for all the wrongdoing that they want to do.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense.
But I think it's like I said, I was saying it's weak rather than just tricking, because I mean, tricking is like,
I think it's a combination of. I think it's a mixture of all of that. It's like a weakness. It's like a cocktail. Like you put the weakness in there, you throw a little bit of tricking,
yeah,
a little bit of insecurity.
but it's like it's so crazy that how we in society we give value to the guy that's the charmer, the smooth talker or whatnot, like has the stuff together. Like everything in society tells you to be that guy. Like, work on yourself, stay physically fit, work on your mental, have emotional intelligence, have the ability to have a social network, like get your finances in order. There's so much things in society telling you to be the man, and the red pill just goes completely against that and says, no, you be you, whatever that is. And you have to, here's the tactic we use. We shame and complain women into, they have to be with us. And if they don't, then get money and pay for
Buy
it
'em.
in a foreign country. Like, because you can't even do it here. So it's just like, it's wild that a movement that was developed on self-improvement is actually the complete opposite of that. That's the wildest thing about the red pill. And that's why I say fuck the red pill.
So real
With a
quick,
capital
one
F.
of the things that they always say, I got to ask you this question. They always say, hey, we're enlightened. We understand. We have the insight to life. Do you really think that they're enlightened?
They don't have no insight. There is not any insight. Like, is yeah, I'll just say that. Like, I can't even go in because it's just like it's yeah. Insight into what? Like not getting not being able to communicate with women, and have some insight to understanding how to communicate with women. Like, and then once you get that insight, that's the only insight every red pill dude needs to get. Insight into how to having dialogue with women. Once y'all get that, Every red pill dude, once you understand how to talk to women, you will no longer be red pill.
Yeah, because ain't nobody want to align with no, like you
You
said, no
will be
philosophy.
free from the matrix you've trapped yourself into. And you will be able to live in real life the life you actually deserve based on your own accolades and what you're willing to do and put in at a life.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just to take it a little further, it's just like, man, you're not enlightened if you're finally figuring out shit that people knew at like age 15 that you should have known in like, you know, junior high and stuff like that. Because it's funny, man. I'll be talking to my son and his friends, you know, they're in their early 20s. And, you know, they be going out, like living life, going to school. And, you know, I send in some of these clips and they're just like, man, they have no interest. They're like, man, these dudes is losers, man. Like, like they could just spot it. They're just like, man, they don't talk to women or nothing. Why are they just, you know, sitting online complaining and shit like that? So, you know, they're looking at it like, yeah, I can't even get with this movement. So, I mean, there's like some young guys that got their shit together. Like you said, they're like, look, we want to hang out with some chicks. We ain't trying to be with no hard legs all day, man. Though talking to dudes and stuff, man, there's only so many conversations you can have with dudes like over a period of time and stuff. So yeah, now it's interesting picking their brain and hearing what their perspectives on it.
Unless you're playing video games, playing sports, you know, playing cards, whatever. Like, well, you just gonna be having conversations with dudes. I don't know what type of dudes will sit there and have conversations with you all night, but that's very different. You know, no judgment. It's just different. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's reserved. That's the time when you should be talking to, you know.
Yeah, that's slot time, man.
Woman. You should be locking in on, you know, a woman or women that you're interested in, and, you know, having those conversations and diving deep into their mind and understanding how to communicate. So I think a lot of dudes don't do that, and because you don't do that, you don't have any practice. So when you actually get, you know, in front of a woman, you see it as opportunity to let everything that any woman has ever wronged you, let her have it. And that's just not the way, man. Because you're going to be stuck in this red pill space. You're going to be stuck in the red pill matrix where all women are bad and women who have jobs and they're the worst.
You're going to be spending your life tricking.
Yep.
Hating the fact that you got to do that.
Hating it. And then when it doesn't work out, half of that what you put into that is gone. And you're not getting it back because you chose to deal with somebody who finessed you. Because when you say red pill in a woman's head, they think, oh, this guy's out of his mind. And then the other women are like, he's red pill. That means these are his talking points. I could finesse him like, I'm submissive. I cook. I clean. I like to rest in my femininity and let you lead. AKA leading with your checkbook.
Yeah. Well, what was the one chick's name though? I know we kind of, damn, I forgot it. Pearly, yeah. Pearly in the Bentley off these cats.
Yeah. That's the woman I was talking about.
She eating lovely. Like, yeah, no, she sitting, man. She was like, let me cash out on these dudes.
Yeah. Nah, shout out to Pearly, man.
Nah, man, hey, I ain't mad at her.
Recognized game. Recognized game.
She ran that game, though.
I have no smoke for Pearly. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. She came into a
shout
space.
Out to Pearly. Pearly pimped these dudes, man. Honestly,
yeah.
Pearly should be coming out with a fur coat on and a top hat. Like, hey,
she needs to be the men's coach for real, and coach men on how to come in a game and just run it. Like she got people working for her. She got diehard following. Like,
yeah, she got a whole staff, man. She's sitting lovely. That's what I'm saying. Pearly need to have how to finesse seminars. That's what I'm talking about. Pearly, I might sign up for a class. Like, hey, how I get these mugs?
Yeah, nah. That's what leadership looks like. You know, she looked at the market, identified a problem.
Oh shit, you said she's the leader of the space.
Oh yeah, she's the red pill leader. Can you name anybody else that?
No, I can't. That's why I started laughing. I'm like, hey.
Pearly in the red pill space. Nah, Pearly's at the top. Stop it. The late great Kevin Samuels was at the top. You know, till he passed. But yeah. Out of all the dudes who were in this red pill space, Pearly came.
Ooh.
So that lets you know where you stand if you red pill.
Oh, she bold hard. She came in like, hey, gather around. I'm taking this over. Y'all. She was like, sit down. You said.
It's like, I'm gonna say everything that y'all have already said, and I'm just gonna say it, and
Oh,
y'all
so
gonna
she
love it.
gangstered the space then.
Yeah,
She
yeah, yeah.
came in like, oh
She took the
shit.
block.
Shut up. Like Pablo.
Yeah, she took the block.
She said, y'all get down or lay down, man. This is my lane now. I want them checks on the first.
What did Pablo used to say? Plato or what? Plomo or something like that. Silver or lead. What do you want? You want money or you want these bullets?
Yeah, get
Shots
down or lay
fired.
down, man. No, that's facts. But I got this last question. That's a good point, man. I ain't never think about it like that. Damn. Yeah, hey, jump off now. That's all I could say. Jump off. Jump off this red pill shit now. Like, all right. So how could people prevent themselves from developing this type of mindset?
I think the first thing you got to do is get off the internet. Right? You have to live life. You have to embrace reality. So this science fiction, sci-fi, red pill, Matrix, I mean, it's all cool. It's all fun and games. It would be fun if it was a joke, but you know, I'm so fuck the red pill, primarily because, um, you know, there's young people that are very impressionable, and they're looking at this and emulating, this terrible behavior, and it's not good for society. To have the mindset of being scared and fearful that all women are, this archetype of terribleness. When in reality, they may just not be interested in you, because women don't treat all men the same. When you're a man of, a certain level of social status, and you have, a certain level of financial resources, a certain level of, emotional intelligence and a mental acuity, they treat you differently because they can recognize it. They're attracted to that. And, you have the physical aspect as well. Like, so, uh, you have to embrace the things in real life that are going to benefit you. So I say get off the internet, because if you stay on the internet, you're not doing any physical activity. You're just developing this mindset of people who went out there and tried and failed. And because they failed, they went on the internet and collaborated together and, formed this group of people who, it's like a He-Man. Y'all, if y'all seen Little Rascals, I might be dating myself, but watch the Little Rascals. It's the
Oh,
He-Man's.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's the He-Man's woman hating club, whatever. So the He-Man's woman hating club. So that's all it is for adults. And you need to get off this internet space and embrace reality and go out there, work on your physical, work on your mental, work on your finances, work on your social networking, work on all these things that will make you a more desirable guy. So, yeah, get off the internet and start actually making male improvement and self improvement. And you will look back at this phase in your life, this red pill phase, because it really is a phase. I say, I talk a lot. I've been talking a lot of junk, but I only say that because, I genuinely believe in a growth mindset, and to embrace growth is to embrace change. So even if you are red pill and diehard red pill, you started with it from the very beginning, you can change. You can grow. You just have to have the right leader. And I am him.
Probably gonna beat your
Yeah.
ass. She be like, oh, hell no, I'm shutting him down. Hey, yeah.
Shout out to Pearly.
Nah, but to attack this question real quick.
What are your thoughts, my man? I was going on a rant.
No, you was cooking, and no, but I do agree. People gotta get off the internet, go live life, man. But also, one of the issues, and I just see with guys, and it's just not red pill. It's like, for some reason, men want to be liked by every woman, and it's just like, man, that ain't gonna work, So it's just like, definitely build yourself up, embrace growth, man. Align with people that got like that growth mindset that lives in like positivity, man. We here for like a borrowed time, man. So to sit around and be miserable and angry, man, it's just it distracts you, man, from like growth. So it's just like tie in with positive people, man. Get out there, because when you start doing activities out there and aligning with like positive things, man, you put yourself in like different environments and stuff like that. So you move up in your career, man, you're going to move to a better area. You know, there's productive women around there. For example, like in the DC area, man, it's one of the fittest cities. Very productive women out here and stuff, got their stuff together. So it's just like sometimes you need to relocate and things of that nature. So yeah, if you're sitting in a city that's unfavorable to dating and, you know, like people ain't really I'll say business oriented or whatever, you know, it's just like, man, you kind of keep yourself trapped in a bad market. But, you know, just tying it back in, I definitely think like people just gotta understand, man, everybody's not gonna like you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, go shoot your shot. If they don't, you know, they're not receptive to you, then that's when you got to kind of like analyze yourself or, you know, align with people that do like you. And it's just like, man, that's what it is. And I think too many guys harbor that stuff like, oh, they don't like me. Something's wrong against them. And it's like, did you self-reflect?
Yeah.
You know, maybe that person's looking for something different, you know? So it's just like, man, move on, man, get with the person that likes you, man, and enjoy life. So
yeah, maybe
that would be my takeaways.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. Not everybody's built for you. So, you know, maybe your approach was wrong and you might not know your approach was wrong, but, you know, talk to a guy who has like, I wouldn't say better results, but, you know, talk to a guy who has a track record of, you know, good results and just get their take on it. And maybe you missed something. Maybe you thought something was the way it is and, you know, come to find out it's not. And that's just a part of growth and maturity. So there's a reason why, you know, as we age and we become wiser because our experiences change, our knowledge base is expanded. And when we have positive experiences, you know, you build on that. So that knowledge then turns into wisdom. So nothing wrong with having a mentor, uh, a qualified coach, not these red pill dudes or, but somebody who's actually living the life that you deem, you know, that you aspire to have something similar to. Yeah, live real life.
Yeah, and there was one thing you said before about like being desirable, and I think that's what people need to strive. And it's just not solely focused on like looks. And I like how you hit the mentality, you know, your social interactions, you know, and all those different things, financial. And it's just like because what people don't understand, sometimes when you say financial, they just automatically go to like, oh, you're leading with money. It's like, no, when you develop like certain characteristics, discipline, for example, like, you know, it carries on to multiple areas in your life. So, you know, that's why growth is just so important, man. And you just start lining with different people and stuff. It opens you up to, like I say, like new locations that you're not going to go if you don't have your shit together. So, man, you start, you know, kind of keep yourself occupied from all the negativity. You're not as distracted and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, I definitely like that. We might have to develop a new philosophy, man, that's based on growth and actual damn results and stuff and not fear. Because, you know, a lot of it is, you know, I say tricking, you know, I'm throwing some shots and stuff, but it's definitely fear based. And because a lot of times I remember, man, we was on some panel, we were talking to some people, I can't remember which one, but you know, we're like, nah, man, you got to go out there and shoot your shot. People were like, nah, man, you can't do that. It's like, man, you can't be scared to like go talk to somebody, man. Yeah, you might get rejected, but man, the quicker you get over that fear of rejection, man, that stuff becomes like second nature to you, man. You go out there and you start knowing how to have a good conversation and you become interesting and you sitting there, you know, you got humor, some charm, some wit, man, you're going to be good, man.
Yeah.
It ain't no 100% solution. Like I said, there's going to be some people that don't like you, man. They might just be having a bad day, you know? So it's just like, but if you got a good mouthpiece, man, you know how to like kind of talk a little bit, then you're going to be straight. And you got that sense of humor, man. Shit.
Yeah, no, I won't go into too much detail, but a lot of rejection is actually just based on timing. You know, you walk up to a woman cold, you don't know her for anything, you say something to her to get her attention, and you have a conversation, and she's like, "Nah, she's good." You know, the timing might be she has, you know, somebody that she's with or somebody that she's very interested in. So it has less to do with you and just has more to do with her situation. And you don't know that. You she's not going to tell you that, hey, I've been kind of talking to this guy, you know, he has the things that I want and he's not giving me the time of day, but I don't have time to entertain you. You know, some women are like that. Some women like only dealing with one dude at a time. They'll entertain another dude, but it's more so on timing and less of the rejection. Or maybe, you know, your attire was not up to par with, you know, what she feels is acceptable. And, you know, that's fine. You know, clothes definitely doesn't make the man. However,
Fuck, it
first,
helps.
yes, it does. And first impressions, you only get one first impression. So you got to keep yourself fly and, you know, dressed up. Yeah. So,
And there was one point that I do like what you kind of mentioned, and it just kind of jogs something up, because it's like timing is the big thing, because they might just be coming out of a long relationship. So it's like, man, that could be impacting stuff too, where
yeah.
you know, you just don't understand it. It's sometimes it's just like, hey man, you exit with grace, like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, whatever, and then you move on, and then that person could come across you again, you know, when they in a better capacity, like, hey, I like how he kind of handled himself, and I was just in a rut at that time. So it's just like, man, guys, man, they don't understand. A lot of this is just like, always keep yourself like that emotional intelligence. We said, if you're bitter, you're like, oh, well, forget you then. You know, you snapping at her because she rejects you. It's like, nah, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, and then you exit off, man. Or maybe some other female saw that in the distance, like, shoot, he's kind of a nice guy, man. That's rare that, you know,
it's respectful.
He ain't scared. And yeah, you just got to get over the rejection, because I think that's what holds a lot of people back. And it was funny. I was just watching a couple interviews with like celebrities and supermodels, and they were like, man, guys just don't approach me. I think it was like Charlize Theron, man, where she was talking about it. She was like, hey, guys don't approach me and stuff like that. So you hear that a lot from like a lot of females. They're like, man, I'm sitting here, I'm available, but guys won't holler, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, man, we've been kind of going at this for a while. Anything else? Any departing words? You kind of went in today, man. You're definitely going to get some smoke.
I'm not getting any smoke. These dudes don't have any smoke to give. They got to save their smoke for the women that they complain and try to shame. Yeah, nah, I'm all about growth and improvement. So, like I said, I'll end it like this. You can be red pill one day, or you can be red pill today and decide to turn a new leaf and, you know, live a life of abundance and, you know, put yourself through dedication, discipline, consistency, and, you know, set your vision. And you got to have direction, because you can't lead if you have no direction. So I'll just end it like that. I'm leading y'all out of the red pill. You're welcome.
That was real eloquent. From me, I'm going to be a little more direct. Jump off that bullshit now. Get fly, get your ass up game. Stop whining. You're not going to be able to shame yourself into some coochie. It's not going to happen. You got to go out here and become a man. There ain't no shortcuts to life. Like, get off the stoop. You know, like that's what we used to say back in the day, man. You got to hop off the stoop, man. Like, you got to go live life, like you said, man. So there ain't no shortcuts, man. Everybody ain't gonna like you, man. Even dudes with the most phenomenal game out here, man, they're gonna get shot down. Hey, Brad Pitt, whoever, those type of dudes at the top tier, they get shot down too. So it's like, man, you gotta get over yourself, man. Like, stop being bitter, man, and stop gravitating to dudes that don't have no results, man, because it's only gonna like block you from like actually having that growth. So a little more direct, but we out of here. Appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned. Get fly, get your game up.